Hello, my most fantastic artists. We did it! We are almost to Christmas. We are only 7 days away from Christmas Day. I am so excited. Before I talk about what we're going to do today, let's check out the artist leaderboard. Today, on our artist leaderboard, we have not one, but two winners. I want to congratulate Elliot and Miley. Woo! Way to go, Elliot and Miley. I chose Elliot and Miley's because I love that they used the whole paper. I love that Miley added those extra special details that were different from my picture. And I love that they sent me a photo on Schoolology so I could see it. Thank you so much, Elliot and Miley. Great job. My friends, today, please submit your photo to Schoolology so that you can be chosen for our artist leaderboard winner on the next time you see me. Yes, who wouldn't want that? All right, today, because we're almost at Christmas, and I won't see you on Christmas, of course, I wanted to read to you one of my favorite books from when I was a kid. And I know I'm super old now, but back when I was little, I used to love hearing my dad read this book. And this is the exact book from when I was a little kid. This is the exact book he would read to me. And I'll show it to you because look, you can tell. This is my old book from when I was a kid because look, I totally destroyed the first page as a little kid. So you know it's my book and it's for real. We are going to read The Night Before Christmas. Then I'm going to show you guys how to make your own pop-up book picture. Are you ready? All right, let's read our book first, and then we're going to get to the art. The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. There He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings. Then he turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." The end. I hope you guys love the reading of A Night Before Christmas just as much as I used to love this book when I was a kid. Now, we're going to get started with our very own pop-up drawing of The Night Before Christmas. You guys are going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, and something to color with, or something to make marks with, like a pen or a highlighter, or just your pencil. All right, let's go get started. Hello friends, today we're going to make our pop-up page for our pop-up story. You're going to need a pencil or a pen, something to draw with, and you're also going to need a piece of paper. If you are using a piece of paper from your notebook, for this one, you might want to consider tearing it out because we are going to be folding our paper. So if your paper is attached to something, you might want to consider tearing it out so that we can fold our paper. All right, let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to fold our paper completely in half, vertically. So you want to fold your paper completely in half, long ways. So your paper should be nice and long. See how long my paper is? And you're going to fold your paper in half and crease it right in the middle. All right. Unfold your paper all the way and flatten it back out. The next step we're going to do is we're going to fold each side of our paper into this middle crease that we just made. See how we made this fold right here in the middle? It's kind of hard to see, but if I hold my paper up, you can see it a little better. We're going to fold this edge into the middle of our paper. So take this right edge and fold it in to the middle of your paper. Just like that. So it kind of looks like a little door. You're going to do the same thing to the other side. So take the left side of your paper and you're going to fold it in to the center of your paper. All right. This way, you should have two doors right here, just like that. All right. So what we're going to do with these two doors, well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with them, but if you have a better idea, the possibilities are endless. However, here's what I'm thinking. In the story, The Night Before Christmas, there's a part in the book that I always loved when I was a kid. And not just because I loved pulling all of the pop-up parts of the book out, but because I thought it would be so cool if I was a kid if I pulled open my shutters or pulled open my blinds or my curtains and I saw Santa on his sleigh out there in the snow. I thought that would be the coolest thing to ever see outside of my window. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to draw yourself going like a flash to tear open the shutters and throw up the sash, you know, the curtain. And then you will see on the new fallen snow why 8 tiny reindeer and Santa himself, look at him, out in the snow, flying away. All right, that's our inspiration. Let's get to it. For the front of our paper, these are gonna be our windows. So these are gonna be the windows that we open. And when our paper opens up, we're gonna see the scene of Santa and his reindeer flying away over the snow. All right, so if you want to be really creative, you could add a window frame around the entire inside of your paper. So once you fold open your paper, you could draw a rectangle all the way around the inside of your paper. Draw a rectangle all the way around the inside of your paper. So that it kind of looks like when you open the windows or you open the curtains, like you're staring out the window, right? So this is my window right here. All right, now that our paper is open and we've drawn our window, it's time to add our scene. Let's start by drawing some triangles in the front for some trees. I'm going to draw a letter A at the bottom of my rectangle. That tree is going to be really close to my window. And then to draw a tree a little further away, I'm going to draw a smaller letter A and put a line on the bottom to finish it off. Put a little tree stump there with a rectangle. So now I have a tree close to my window and a tree far away. Maybe I want another tree far away. I'll draw maybe a tall, skinny letter A. Put a line at the bottom. Give yourself a tree stump. Now we have some trees in our yard. If you want to, you could make this look like your yard at home. Think about, if you're at home, think about what it looks like outside your bedroom window. You could even draw what's outside your bedroom window right now. If you wanted to, like your backyard or your neighbor's house or whatever you see outside your window, because in the sky we're gonna put Santa. All right, let's add our snow. We want to add some newly fallen snow. So I'm going to use my pencil and I'm going to draw a bumpy line all the way across my rectangle. This is going to be the snow, the newly fallen snow in the background. All right, way in the background, we're going to add some more trees, just like there are in the book. So I'm going to use my triangle, my trusty letter A, and I'm going to just add some more trees over here in the background. Some pine trees. Or these could be mountains. You could make these into mountains. Just using the letter A to make some trees. Or maybe some mountains. These could be mountains, these could be trees, whatever you would want to see outside your window. When you open your window, what would you want to see? All right, so far we have our scene, we have our yard with our snow, we have our trees in the background, we have our trees in the foreground. Now, it is time to draw Santa and his reindeer. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a letter O in the sky to be the moon. Let's draw a big letter O in the sky to be our full moon. So when you open up, you're looking right out the windows. Draw a big letter O in the sky to be your full moon up in the sky. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw Santa's sleigh. And to draw Santa's sleigh, I'm going to start by drawing a letter C right over my moon, a letter C. This is going to be the back of Santa's sleigh. I'm going to make my letter C be nice and long, so I'm going to make the bottom of my letter C very long. And then I'm going to draw a curved frowny line at the end of my letter C. And I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to shade this in. Because what I want is I want this to look like a shadow or a silhouette. Because Santa is sitting in here and we know he's far away, so we want this to look like a shadow or a silhouette. Because the moon is behind it. All right. Now we need to draw Santa up here in the sleigh. So I'm going to draw a letter U for Santa's head, a straight line across the top of his head, and a letter A on the very top to be his pointy hat. Put a little puff ball on the end. Maybe I'll draw a line down here, give him a big beard. He's looking good. And then I might need to put a sack of toys back here. So I'm going to draw a lowercase letter N. And then at the top, I'm going to draw two little lines coming out of the top like a letter V and connect that with a zigzag line. All right, because this is a silhouette, it should all be dark, so I'm going to color this in so it looks like a shadow. So I'm going to color this all in so it looks like a shadow. So we can see the shadow of Santa's sleigh. Now we need to draw his reindeer. And if we have room for 8, we're going to draw 8, but we'll see how much I have room for. So I'm going to start by drawing a squashed oval for my reindeer's body. And I'm going to put a lowercase letter N on the back of my reindeer for my reindeer's tail. Now on the front of my reindeer, where I want his head to be, I'm going to draw two lines that are coming out of his body to be his neck. Then, on top of his neck, I'm going to draw another oval, a little bit smaller this time than his body, to be his head. And at the very end of that oval, I'm going to draw a small letter O for his nose. All right. On the back of our reindeer, we're going to draw, on the back of his head, we're going to draw a letter A for an ear. And then we need to draw some antlers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a kind of like a backwards letter J or a letter L on the top of my reindeer's head. And I'm going to add some antlers coming off of that. And I'm going to bring this up to the other side and then add some more antlers with just some straight lines coming right off of that. And remember, we're going to fill this in like we filled in Santa. So these reindeer, you don't have to worry about them being perfect because we're going to color them in all dark. So they're a silhouette. Let's add some feet. I'm going to draw two lines coming out of the body for foot number 1 or leg number 1. Draw a straight line at the bottom. And I'm going to do the same thing for the back leg. Two lines coming out of the back, straight line at the bottom. This is going to be leg number 2. All right, now because I want this to be a silhouette or a shadow, I'm going to color all of this in so it's nice and dark. So I'm just using my pencil and I'm shading in my deer. So my deer looks like a shadow too. Because remember, when something is in front of a light source like the moon, this would all be in shadow because the moon's so bright. All right, this is coming along pretty good. I think I have room for one more reindeer, so I'm just going to add one more. You might have room for like 10 more, but I only have room for 2. So I'm going to draw my second reindeer here. A letter O, a squashed letter O for a body, an oval. For the tail, I'm going to draw a little lowercase letter N. for the neck, I'm going to draw 2 straight lines coming out of the body. And then for the head, I'm going to draw a round circle for the head, a smaller one than the body. A letter A coming off the back of his head for an ear, and a circle coming off the front of the head for the nose. To do my antlers, I draw a backwards letter J, and I make it go kind of long. Then, on either side, I put some straight lines coming out to make it look like antlers. The last thing I need to do is add 2 legs, one on the front, one on the back, draw my line next to it to make the legs a little thicker, and finish with 2 horizontal lines at the bottom. Alright, then I can take my pencil and I can color in my deer because they are a silhouette, they're a shadow, because the moon is behind them. And since the moon is so bright, it makes our deer and our Santa very dark because the moon is so bright. Alright, I'm going to leave this nose white because I'm going to color it red later because I want this one to be Rudolph. Alright, the next thing I need to do is connect these 2 deer to the sleigh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line that starts at this deer and it's going to go all the way back to the sleigh. So it looks like Santa Claus has them connected to the sleigh. And I'm going to draw another line right on top, a little further away, going back and towards the sleigh to be the line on the other side of the sleigh. Alright guys, this is looking so cool. The next thing we have to do is close our pop-up book up. For this next part, I'm going to show you guys how to draw blinds if you have blinds over your window, or curtains if you... For this next part, I'm going to show you guys how to draw curtains over your windows or blinds over your windows if you have blinds over your windows. So go ahead and close up your picture and get ready to draw your curtains or your blinds on the 2 outside folds. So I'm going to draw a straight line that goes across, boop, boop, both of the front doors that I have here, both of the doors here. And I'm going to draw another straight line on top of that. This is going to be my curtain rod where my curtain hangs off of. Then, underneath my curtain rod, I'm going to put a few rings for my curtain to be hanging off of. And I'm going to do that by making letter U's for my rings. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, letter U's. Alright, now I need to draw 2 curtains hanging down. So I'm going to draw a straight line underneath my U's to be the top of my curtain. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, a straight line hanging all the way across to be the top of my curtain. And then I'm going to draw a wiggly line all the way down to the bottom of my paper to be one side of my curtain. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to draw a wiggly line all the way down to be the other side of my curtain. Now we could stop here, but in order to really make sure that these look like curtains, let's draw some more lines inside them to make them look like fabric. So I'm just drawing some more wiggly lines on my curtain to make my curtain look like it's made out of fabric, right? So that's my curtain here. Now, if you do not have a curtain at home, maybe you have blinds. So maybe instead of a curtain, you have blinds in front of your window. What you would do instead, if you have blinds, is you would draw a straight line across the top of your paper. Draw another straight line on top. We're going to draw a long, skinny rectangle coming down from the top of our curtain rod or our blinds rod. And then next to that, we're going to draw a long rope with a little triangle at the bottom for our thing that pulls our curtain up, right? All right, now all we need to do is draw our blinds And our blinds are just going straight across. So we're doing straight lines all the way across to make it look like these are our blinds, if you have blinds instead of curtains. So you're just going to draw lines all the way across, all the way, till you get down to the bottom of your paper. You might want to draw them over here on this side too, so if you have a little space over here like I did, I'm going to continue my line back through here. Alright, so now we have blinds or curtains. If you still have time, you can add color to this picture. Well, my most amazing artists, we did it. We drew a picture of our curtains and it pops open to reveal Santa flying over the snow, our dream. Amazing job, guys, making your pop-up pictures. I hope you had as much fun as I had making them. And wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let's open it. Well, we might as well read it. Merry Christmas, Og Prep! I will see you guys in January. Have a happy and safe holiday. I love each of you very much. You are all fantastic artists and fantastic students, and I can't wait to see you on the new year. Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye!